Welcome to Enigma Uncensored, my brand new show where I discuss anything that pretty much pisses me off. I'll discuss pretty much anything, whether it be TV shows, companies, or video games, one of my favorite things. Actually, now I mentioned, we're doing a lot of discussion about video games on this show. Now, my first topic I'm going to do on this show is a very controversial one. And you know how I love controversy. But I feel like this needs to be brought to everyone's attention. My first topic is about Brandon Crisp. Now, who is this kid? He was a 15-year-old Canadian who decided to run away from his parents' house after they confiscated his 360. And he sadly died after falling out of a tree. And yet, there are people out there who find the blame to be put on video games. Okay, fair enough, this happens all the time. But I drew the line when CBC, Canadians, PBS or ABC, decided to do a documentary about this tragedy and basically put the focus on the fact that video games are evil. That's where I drew the line. It's one thing for a network to do a documentary about the evilness of video games. It's another thing that the network is funded by taxpayer money. Taxpayers' money shouldn't be funded to screen this shit. I have had enough. Video games aren't evil. There, I said it. Along with a lot of other people who have kind of video games aren't evil, who are also true. I don't get why video games are such a hot button when it comes to controversy and debates. I can guarantee you one thing, that if this kid got anything that was confiscated from him, whether it be an iPod, a mobile phone, a digital camera, anything else, the blame wouldn't be put on electronic, it would be put on the parents, which I'm doing. You see, there are many factors in this whole problem. And I, for one, don't get why I'm continuously focusing on video games in every tragedy that happens. Whether it be a massacre, whether it be a car accident or a car chase, maybe even just a bombing. That recent school shooting in Germany, they decided to put the blame on Counter-Strike because apparently the kid loved playing it. Of course, it has to be Counter-Strike. Never mind the fact that his house was full of guns and he was socially awkward. No, it had to be Counter-Strike because any other decision would be, a right decision. Gamers are rational thinkers. They make sense. Yet there are people out there who spend their entire life, I'm looking at you, Jack, trying to destroy video games. And why would you? In this day and age with the recession and everything, video games are one of the only industries that are racking in a profit. Nintendo last year racked in such a high profit, they decided to build a new developmental studio. And while Microsoft and Sony did cut jobs, they're still making money off their games. And yet, these people continuously try and destroy the video game industry. Why? What good would that do? Destroying a multi-billion-dollar industry, and I can guarantee you that you're not going to be able to do that. Why do people find it necessary to blame all of society's problems and all the evilness in the world on video games? It doesn't make sense. I've played Counter-Strike, I've played Call of Duty, I've played a lot of shooting games. And I don't want to kill people. I want to kill idiots, but I don't want to kill people. And I want to kill idiots for the simple reason they annoy me. And I just want them to shut up. But back on Brandon Crisp, okay? His parents are entirely to blame because they only stepped in when it was at its peak of the problem. They only decided to step in when he discovered his grades were slipping. They never paid attention to their son. They noticed that he spent most of his time playing online games on his Xbox. Why didn't they step in before? And here's the clincher. The game he was playing, Call of Duty 4, which has a classification rating of an M for mature, as in 17 and over. This was a 15-year-old kid playing a game designed for 17 years and older. Now, remind me again why we have classification labels? Oh yeah! To give parents an idea of what they're buying for their kids and what their kids are playing. If you do not put the law down when it comes to classification laws, what's the point of even having them? Kids don't care about what's on the bloody label. They don't care about the game. So let's make it clear. These parents should have stepped in long ago. They shouldn't even let him bought the game in the first place. And, of course, the confiscation of the 360, my opinion, was pretty much the story that broke the camel's back. I can guarantee you that no one would run away just because someone confiscated his Xbox. There obviously had to be something else that was going on. This was just definitely the straw that broke the camel's back. But no one cares about that. No. It's always the easiest solution. It's always the obvious targets. Whenever there's something bad happen, then video games always go into the bullseye. It can't be society in itself. It can't be movies. It can't be music. It can't be TV shows. It can't be society itself. No. It has to be video games. Because video games are the only source of violence in the world. And that, my friends, is true idiocy. I swear to God, it sucks sometimes being a gamer. When you have to deal with people continuously criticizing what you love. We love gamers. This entire site, if you're watching this, you must be a gamer. And you love what you do. And I, for one, have had enough of people continuously dumbing down my hobby and something that I love spending my time with. There are people out there who can't tell a difference between fantasy and reality. Those are the people who shouldn't even be touching a TV remote, let alone a video game controller. They should be put away into a medical asylum and done work on, until they can tell the difference between fantasy and reality. But here's an idea. Stop blaming video games for everything and actually try and find a real reason for why people do things. I'm Enigma, and that's my rant. I'm done. Fuck you all who think video games are evil. I hope you die, or I kick you in the face. Thank you all for watching.